So we talk about pride. Because of Pride Month, our local high school, the Edison High School, they showed a video in a math class, and they posted it on social media. It's on Facebook. Someone sent it to me. The teacher's showing this. Well, the teacher's showing this in her math class, and my question is, what does this have to do with math?
Wow, Miss Clark. Wow. Why are you showing this to kids?
Hey, I'll warn you guys now, if you're going to be inappropriate, I will have supervision down and give all of you a Saturday school for next year. So knock it off.
Okay.
They're getting scolded because they don't like to see what they're saying. So what does that have to do with math? It's not education, it's indoctrination. And you might say, and I hear people tell me sometimes, Pastor, that's not being loving. We need to love. No, I disagree with you. And there's churches out there that just say, we're a loving church, and we don't talk about these things. It's all about love. It's all about love. But we just read in 1 Corinthians 13, what is the definition of love? And so I want to put that up on the screen because it's so important that we realize this. Love does not rejoice in iniquity. That's sin. So we're not to rejoice in that. We're not to celebrate that if it's sin. And so drunkenness, it's sin. So it would be wrong of me to put, videos of drunken people and say, oh, wow, that's awesome. They're all getting drunk. We should celebrate that. No, we're not going to rejoice in sin. We're not going to rejoice in that. Or whatever it is, adultery. We're not going to put stuff on the screen and say, hey, look at this, adultery, that's so awesome. And you can leave your spouse and be with someone. No, that's sin. We don't rejoice in sin.
The leading cause of death for young girls ages 14 to 22 is suicide. We're allowing this trans thing, which is just a total affront to the distinctions of man versus woman, which just drives me, the whole trans thing drives me nuts. And this is spiritual, that manifests temporarily in the physical. This is diabolical.
That's right.
Okay?
The culture is under attack. All of a sudden, people are waking up or falling asleep, and they're saying, I don't know if I'm a boy or a girl now. Now, it's not nothing to laugh about. It's satanic. Here's the reason why. Listen.
That's exactly right.
It's satanic. Because why? Genesis 1. God said, I made you in my image. Satan knows this. So he's attacking, and I'll prove it. What's the result when a child has been told to question their gender? What is the result? Most often suicide, if not self-mutilation. What's going on here? Satanic. And we don't do anybody any favors by saying, oh, well, that's good for you. You know what we're saying? We're saying, you can establish your own truth then. I'll have my truth. They can all have theirs and the other. That's insanity. It's demonic.
And then we also are having right now, that you may have heard about some of the crazy things that are going on right now, these different initiatives, different bills that are coming out. Take Action AB 957. This will require California courts to deny custody to non-gender affirming parents in custody disputes. Last Tuesday, the vote for AB 957 did pass in the Senate Judiciary Committee. Now the vote goes to the Senate for final approval. So email and call your state senator and urge them to vote no on AB 957, or you can use the QR code and make your voice known. AB 665, this is another one you may have heard about, is the state's next attempt to deprive California parents of their God-given parental rights. This will challenge current law by allowing a professional person to place a child 12 and older in a residential shelter, including foster care for any reason, without their parent consent or knowledge. Contact the California Senate Judiciary Committee and urge them to vote no on AB 655 before the hearing this Tuesday, and you can also use the QR codes for that as well. For first service, we had Pro Tem Gracie Vandermark was here, and you may have seen her in the news. She's coming under a lot of heat right now for standing up for righteousness, so we need to be in prayer for her. She's going to be speaking at the City Hall at 6 p.m. This coming Tuesday. She's going to be sharing with them that we need to be protecting our kids from obscene material that is in the public library. And so if you would like to stand with her, you can join her at 6 p.m. And then send emails to the city council.
In the announcements, we brought this up, how Gracie Vandermark, she was here at first service. She's fighting something in our schools and in our public library because, and this is the Orange County Register, she's pointing out there's pornography in our children's books in the library. And so that's a heavy thing. You know, people are not respecting at all the presence of God. And I think about in the early 60s, they took the Bible out of school, they took prayer out of school, and now things are getting terrible. And so thank you, Lord, for the people that stand up that are fighting this stuff. So again, I just want to encourage you, 6 p.m. I know we have a Bible study Tuesday nights, but that's okay. Go there if you can make it there and speak and just let the people know. We don't want this in our public. We don't want these kids. I mean, I'll give you an example. Look at this. So this picture book tells kids they'll be depressed if they're not transgender. They'll be depressed. So it's here the article in the Federalist says, my friend's 4-year-old daughter picked up a children's book promoting transgenderism at the public library. Its content alarmed both of us. And so I'll just read. It says, when gender expression is hampered with rules, it just leads to depression. These are 4-year-old kids. So I'm reminded of Matthew 18:6, where Jesus says, but whoever causes one of these little ones who believe in me to sin, it would be better for him if a millstone were hung around his neck and were drowned in the depths of the sea. This is serious stuff. They're coming. Listen, if you don't realize this yet, please wake up. The devil is after our kids. And we're told time and time again, I get this told to me all the time, Pastor, you should not be talking about this stuff in church. Why? Let me challenge you with this. If we don't talk about this, who's going to talk about this? These kids are being attacked. They're being the bills that are coming our way, when they're going to take our kids away, we're going to have laws in California. If you don't subscribe to their new gender, that they can take them away from. These are kids. And I can see as a child, the child might get upset with the parents. Well, I'm going to call this hotline and just, tell them that my mother's not, or my dad's not affirming who I am, and they're going to get taken away. So Lord, help us.